And welcome back to the Finding Your Way. I'm kidding.
That's funny.
Welcome back to the Unfiltered Sports Weekly. This is the Beebs.
Yeah, the cab.
St. Joe.
St. Joe's in the hizzy, right?
So
It
I
is.
got to tell you guys real quick. I'm a holiday guy.
Yeah.
We're smack dab in the middle of the holidays here. We got one down. Everybody seems to forget about Thanksgiving except for me. How my feelings on putting up your Christmas stuff or all that. However, I did go back today and listen to some old episodes around the holiday season.
Yes.
And I got sucked in to two episodes. Which I should have done is I was looking for something specific. I
Yeah.
was looking for something specific, and what I should have done is just gone to the best of for that year, but I didn't. I went searching in episodes, and
Our best episodes are around this time frame in Christmas.
man, have especially this guy right here. Man, have we chilled out? I mean,
That's true.
We're a little less spicy, aren't we?
I mean, I
Yeah,
was
that's
just
probably true.
we were talking in this particular episode, and not to kick this one off with that, but we were talking about the word hymen came up.
Oh God, I know exactly the episode. Uncle Jaime.
And I
was this the episode where I almost drove off of the bridge? I was laughing so hard.
That's where Christmas trees are made, because the history of a Christmas tree.
I was just like, what the hell were we talking about?
That's how Santa got on top of Christmas trees, right?
Man,
Feliz Navidad.
You get sucked in. And you get sucked in, and I was just like, man, it's gonna be a Merry Christmas.
That's right. Ouch. That's how they say Merry Christmas.
What was the name of that episode in case people want to go back and listen to it?
It was called Ebenezer St. Joseph in Mexico.
Yeah, Ebenezer St. Joseph in Mexico.
And the very next episode was the actual, like, right before Christmas episode. It was called What Christmas Means to Us. And and we just basically reference the previous episode, the entire episode.
Poor Martika.
Whatever
happened to Martika? The orphans.
She cheers for the Jaguars.
Yes, I often worry about the orphans. Oh man, at this time of year, I often worry about the orphans.
Yeah, and I was like, this is my favorite time of year. I wish it was a little cooler outside.
Needs to cool down. That's for sure.
Yeah, for those of you that don't understand, we're in North Florida, and it's 85 freaking degrees here still. Where everybody's still wearing shorts.
I would like to bring something up. I was listening to an episode by one of us sitting here.
Okay.
And remember how we used to call St. Joe Scrooge because of the Christmas light thing?
Yeah.
He's and yet he has Christmas lights up on his house right now.
I got them. I turned them on tonight.
I just want to know, are they awesome? That's all I really want to know.
They're spectacular.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do they go to the museum?
If you pay for somebody to put up your fucking lights, they better fucking be good.
Oh, they're good. They're good. They're good. They're nice.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you can't get in your garage, get a fucking ladder, and you take your lights and get some fucking clothespins or whatever you use to hang them, or those little plastic things that hang on the gutter. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Them little plastic clip things.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't do that, then they better fucking look good.
No, they got to bring out a cherry picker to put them up here because the roof is so tall.
Did any of your neighbors get upset? Is there a rule in your neighborhood about that?
We're not supposed to have it on until the 15th, but everybody else has turned them on. So I'm like, screw it, I'm turning them on.
Do you have them on a timer?
I do. Yep. Yep.
So do they stay on all night and click off like when dawn comes?
No. I turn them off at midnight, 6 to midnight.
Do you have music playing with them?
I don't have music. I don't go that crazy.
You don't have like I can't pull up to your house and there's like a sign that says tune into 95.2 FM and it'll play like a show.
I'm not quite that guy yet.
Well, then what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, one of these years, maybe, they haven't outlawed, fire and lasers. So maybe one of these years I can get to that point, but
the tree still hasn't come out of the closet yet.
No tree yet. No, it's not out of the closet. No, still there.
I will tell you this.
It must have heard that Donald Trump got elected president.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's piss people off.
I just want to tell you guys. I did tune in at the end of the episode last week. You guys didn't know it was me commenting, but that was me.
Oh, I didn't even see that we had commenters. Honestly,
Kep saw I was commenting, but I want to say I missed the opportunity to be part of an interesting conversation, and I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, there was some political, but the only political thing that is going to happen around Christmas is we are going to say Merry Christmas.
Yeah, but to our defense, we trashed both sides.
Oh, and I loved it. I loved it so much.
So we didn't pick a side. We trashed both sides.
We did.
So because at that point we didn't know. I mean, I think it was like 90 to when we got off. I think it was like 90 to 20 something.
I was shocked. Yeah. I passed out at like midnight, and I knew who was going to win.
Yeah.
That was the first time in a long time I knew who was going to win. Before.
You know when the Amish are coming out to vote, that you are screwed. I mean, when people that don't even have TVs are coming out to vote for you, you're fucked. I mean, let's just for lack of a better term.
Yeah, when Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is big time voting, I mean, that's where they filmed that Amish Mafia show.
When things are a little bit out of control, right?
Yeah, when they come out and they put a microphone in an Amish person's face and he's like, what? And they're like, who are you voting for? And they're like, Donald Trump. Why? And they're like, because.
I'm surprised that Amish guy's like, I'm not supposed to be using this electricity. Bad.
Yeah, it was just like, and there's like, 200,000 Amish people in Pennsylvania. I mean, what went wrong, Kamala? I forgot about the Pennsylvania Dutch.
Didn't even go into that town to have a meeting. I just wrote them off.
They didn't really know who I was. Let's see. How many maybe I shouldn't. Well, I don't know. How many black Amish people do you know? Not many. I don't know. I mean,
you might have stepped over a line there.
I know a lot of Amish people, but there's Amish people in Wisconsin, and I can't say that I've seen a is it black? I don't know what he's, but I don't know. I've never seen one. So it's but yeah, she might have missed the segment there. So let's just say.
Okay, in the same fashion of that, okay, and I'm going to preface this by this is something my uncle used to say, and he was born in the fucking 40s, so, but you're Catholic, right?
Sure.
Okay, you go to Catholic Mass with the pedophiles, right? And
okay.
And I want to know how many African Americans go to your Catholic church.
So that is a great question.
Because a lot of them go to Notre Dame.
There's not a big contingency. The majority of the time, if you're going to see a person of color, whatever you want to call, I don't know the political terms, so whatever, it's probably the priest. To be honest with you, and it's probably because they're coming in from. They're coming in on sabbatical or whatever from, a foreign country to speak
from another diocese, right?
Correct. They're coming in from Africa. They're coming in from wherever to speak because they're sent here on a mission. So, yeah, that's an interesting question that you bring up. So
the next time one flies in from Boston, that's not good.
As long,
You
I
know?
mean, as long as you watch the movie Spotlight, everything will be fine.
Yeah, that is an interesting question, though. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that that a lot of football players that play at Notre Dame, which is a Catholic school, correct me
Of course.
if I'm wrong.
Of course.
Surely it's not a prerequisite that you're a Catholic to go to Notre Dame.
Well, that brings up another thing, and this is sports. See how
you don't have to be Catholic in order to go to the school, do you?
I'm morphing from politics and religion into sports here.
I don't know.
And so here's another question.
The segue is getting there.
I don't think so.
Here we're going to talk about religious schools here for a second. So, because like two of my favorite subjects,
BYU.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. How many? Okay, at BYU, they have to like sign like a code, like, "Hey, I won't fuck my girlfriend. Hey, I won't steal."
No, actually,
they do.
I have been on that campus and have spoken to some of them, and Keb is not far from
right. I mean,
truth,
it's like a code of conduct.
Yeah.
I will praise Brigham Young and his ancestor Steve Young. And look it up. Look it up. They're related. Look
Steve
it up.
Young was going to come up in this conversation at some point.
Anyhow, and they read this thing that says you've been told that there are two parts to the Bible and only one if you're a Jew, but there's a part 3, and after you play football, kind of like when you're in the military and you play football at West Point and then you have to go do your duty in the military, at BYU you have to go ride a bike for 2 years and go around knocking on doors. And
I always wondered about that. I think they have cars.
BYU is it Mormon?
Yeah.
It's Mormon.
Okay.
Brigham Young University. That's the B and the Y.
Okay. All right.
Well, St. John doesn't know who Brigham Young is.
Yeah.
Not everybody does.
Back in the day, there in 1823.
Here we go.
So there's this guy named Joseph Smith, and God told him to go dig in his backyard and pick up these golden plates, write it down on regular paper.
Okay, this is a long story, and I don't really care to hear it again.
People, go figure, didn't believe him, so they shot him. And Brigham Young
how
was
that
the
works.
guy.
You tried to break out of jail and got shot for trying to break out of prison.
Well, I mean, you say tomato, I say potato. And anyhow, they shot him in the middle of the street. Brigham Young says
self-defense.
Says fuck this place. We're going to Salt Lake City, over here. And so they go to Salt Lake City, and Brigham Young is gold Jesus.
You know why they went to Utah?
And probably because they got kicked out of everywhere else.
Yes, that's exactly why.
Isn't that where the altar is?
Beebs, I've seen the Book of Mormon, man. I know the story.
So, like, Joseph Smith gets killed in Missouri,
right?
Because he tried to build the temple or tried to plant the religion in Missouri, but the people of Missouri weren't having it. Which is why he was in jail.
Because he kept telling the story. Okay. Hey, I dug this shit up out of the ground, wrote it down, didn't show it to anybody.
Brigham Young, who is one of the leaders of the church. It's not like this happened 2,000 years ago. This is like right before the Civil War. Brigham Young, who's one of the leaders of the church, moves everybody to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's because it's unsettled. There's no state there. It's a territory. He moves everybody there. Settles there. That is why it is essentially a Mormon state.
And then
now, getting back to the sport portion, they play some pretty good football sometimes at BYU. Okay,
they won by the skin of their teeth.
They won controversially over the weekend, right?
What's not controversial about the fucking Mormons?
Well, fair.
Number one, every one of their football players before they turn 50 has to have at least 7 wives. And I mean, dude, if I had 7 wives, I would fucking kill myself. Wow. I mean, seriously.
How did we get here, St. Joe?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
So first we were talking about Martika, and then St. Joe wanted to talk about hymens,
No, I didn't. But either way.
And then St. Joe started with this fucking Trump propaganda. Stuff like this. By the way, he's about to announce Marco Rubio for Secretary of State.
Yeah, he is.
Anyhow, Go Florida, Florida man. Yeah. And anyhow,
so religious teams.
What I was trying to do was morph it into sports.
Right.
With
you did
Notre
a terrible
Dame.
job, sir.
I know.
It wasn't.
But
it wasn't
okay.
good. But here, let's morph it even more.
At least
sports.
I'm fucking trying.
Well, here, let's actually put it into some kind of sports. Brigham Young is one of a few undefeated college teams.
Okay.
Who's the others?
Oregon and Indiana.
And
Army.
That is correct. So let's talk about them.
Wouldn't that be interesting if Army went undefeated for the whole seasons and made it?
It would be. Army got in 24. They made it into the top 25, which
don't they play Notre Dame
impressive.
this week?
I'm not sure.
Pretty sure they play Notre Dame this week.
I can't click on it, but
if they were to randomly beat Notre Dame, they would be in the playoff.
Army
do we know what game
Notre
day
Dame
is
on the 23rd?
Oh, let me look. I'll look it up right now, St. Joe.
All right, so here's because Ohio State plays Indiana, and I think that might be where game day is. But
yeah, it's got to be, right?
I mean, that's the biggest game of the week, right?
Nope, it's Tennessee at Georgia.
Ooh, well, that's a good game.
That's
too,
a huge game. That's effectively the winner or the loser.
Yeah, that's a.
Well, Tennessee's 8-1.
Can you imagine if Tennessee
7-2.
beat Georgia and Georgia didn't make the college football playoff
again?
Yeah. I mean, Georgia's on the bubble because Georgia's 12 right now. So that.
Look, man, Ole Miss deserved that. See, I've been on record by saying that Ole Miss is like the Penn State of the SEC, where they start off good,
they're good,
and all this. Man, they fucking handled Georgia. And I will say this, that was about what was fucking about to happen with Florida had DJ Lagway not gotten fucking hurt and not in our secondary not gotten hurt. We got so many injuries in that Georgia game, but Florida was fucking playing Georgia.
I don't think I'd be one to say this, but Georgia doesn't run the ball enough anymore.
Right.
They don't.
And they put their confidence in Carson Beck, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, he's
good, but
he ain't Aaron Murray.
Well,
he's not Stetson Bennett. He's definitely not Stetson Bennett.
Well, let's look at the top 4, right? We got Oregon 1, Ohio State 2, Texas 3, Penn State 4. Out of those 4, I mean, if you're picking a winner out of those, who are you going with?
Oregon.
I mean, all the way, right?
I think so.
I mean, there's
maybe not all the way, but I mean, they've only played one good team. I'm going to say not one good team. They played one team that's highly ranked, and that's Ohio State.
I mean, but if you're looking at,
I'm telling you, the national champion is coming out of the SEC because they're battle tested.
Oh, who are you saying? Texas?
One of them
could be Alabama. I mean, they're starting to look
because they're all battle tested.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
think Bama just eliminated LSU, right?
Yeah. So let me go.
It wasn't, and they made them look bad. I mean, it wasn't.
So let's go. This just tells me playoff rankings, but it doesn't really give me. I don't like this one.
I'm telling you, if Indiana beats Ohio State, I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
I am too, because I think Indiana's good.
Yeah,
I think Indiana. This will definitely do it. But I mean,
I think even if they lose, but it's close, they're still in the top, and they're still in the top 5. If they lose and it's close to Ohio State, it's at Ohio State, right?
It's at Ohio State.
Yeah,
it's at the shoe.
If they lose and it's a 1-touchdown game, I think they're still in the top 5. Do I think? I mean, do you guys think at the end of the season? Do you think Penn State? You think all 3? 3 out of the top. Sorry, I'm looking at 4 out of the top 5 teams are all from the Big Ten. I mean, do you think that's how it ends? There's no way.
I mean, I'm looking at the same thing. I'm like,
all right. So right now, neutral field, Ole Miss plays Penn State. Who wins?
Oh, Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Ole Miss has a great defense and an incredible offense.
Right, and they have a very realistic. They're probably going to win out.
It's possible.
They played all their hard teams.
Yeah, And I think they're good. I know they've lost twice, but look who'd they lose to? That's my question.
So they could get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could get in.
Let's put it this way: Ole Miss could beat anybody, and so could Alabama.
Nobody has in the SEC. Nobody has a worse loss than Alabama. They lost to fucking Vanderbilt,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And so if they went out, they're in,
right?
You know, if Georgia wins out there, and the problem is that Tennessee's fixing to beat Georgia.
Maybe. Tennessee's 8-1. I'm shocked that they're number 6. To tell you the truth,
isn't Texas A&M still hanging out?
Texas A&M is number 15. They have 2 losses. They might have a couple big games left too. You know, who's kind of on the outside looking in is Clemson.
Yeah.
You think if they win the ACC, they're in?
Well, who else is going to win the ACC? Louisville?
Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Miami's 9-1.
Miami.
Florida.
I thought for sure they were going to win that game until a motherfucker fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's the problem when you're a team that plays down to your opponent and every game's close. You're going to make a mistake eventually, and you won't.
Yeah, you got to give it to Georgia Tech. They had a good game plan.
And Georgia Tech is known for, spoiling some people's parties. Let's just put
because they run that funky offense, that Navy/Army type, kind of run the ball this way, that way, up the middle, that triple option type deal.
Oh, here's a strange one. and like we talked about this earlier, and I said, there's no way this is happening, right? But now we're staring at Colorado, and they're 7-2.
Okay, right. So yeah, and it's funny that you brought Colorado up because
I got something on Colorado too.
So I mean, the big rumor, right? And there's a couple different things, right? No, that could be too, but the other rumor is he might go to Dallas.
Oh.
Well, what I heard was, all right, just follow me here because, number one, I just want to tell you that the person that told me this is a fucking idiot. Okay. and they listen to this. They listen to this program on a weekly basis. Yes, I'm calling you a fucking idiot.
You can't call you can't speak of the lube man like that.
It's definitely not the lube man. He's not the thing with the lube man is not that he's not that intelligent to come up with this. He just doesn't fucking care. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Somebody's thought this through. So you ready for this bullshit?
Oh, here we go.
This incorporates college and pro. So this fucking idiot says that that
this week's sponsor, by the way, is
so this fucking clown says that Deion is leaving after this year, Colorado. He's done with Colorado, right? And we kind of all knew that once his sons graduated, once Shador, went away, that he was kind of done. So he's leaving. He said that Shador is going to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Does anybody on this program, I'm about to tell you, does anybody on this program think that he is good enough to be the number 1 draft pick in the NFL?
No.
Okay.
No, but he's going to go to the New York Giants.
Okay. Now listen to me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
He's not even the number 1 quarterback.
Right. So this fucking clown says that the Jaguars are going to trade Trevor Lawrence to the Giants for the number 1 pick because we're going to have like the number 4 or 5 pick, right? For the number 1 pick. And they're going to trade Trevor Lawrence to the Giants for the number 1 pick and cash considerations. And then we're going to trade to like Carolina. We're going to trade like Mac Jones, for other picks. So we're going to have the number 1 pick and then our number 3 pick, right? We're not going to trade our pick. We're just going to trade Trevor Lawrence to get the number 1 pick, right? But in no way do I think that's an even trade. By far, a number 1 pick for Trevor Lawrence at this point, because Blake Bortles has better numbers to his career than fucking Trevor Lawrence does.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have the number 1 and the number 4 pick. We're gonna hire Deion. He's gonna draft Shador and Travis Hunter.
Now, Travis Hunter, I can see going high in the draft.
Travis Hunter,
I don't like it.
Is going to be top 3 Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I think that's trash. I think
There's
that's the
no
worst take. I
fucking
think that's the
way
worst take I've ever heard.
There's no fucking way that the fans of Jacksonville would allow that shit to happen. You know, I mean, it would be fucking mass chaos. You know, I get that you want to like get like you're building a couple $1 billion stadium downtown, in the the third smallest market in the NFL. Because Buffalo is smaller than us and Green Bay is smaller than us. So we got a little ass market here, third smallest TV market. And I understand you got to do something to fill that new $1 billion stadium down there. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but call me crazy and stop me if you've heard this before. But the best fucking way to do that is put a winning fucking product on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think? I think like some fans, they get a little distraught and they're like, let's just blow the whole thing up. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
every
let's just
week.
blow the whole thing up and we'll start from scratch. But honestly, you're looking at the team. I mean, we haven't lost a game by more than a touchdown except for one game.
No, we lost. We got our ass kicked by the Bills. We got our ass kicked by the Bears.
Okay, sorry, I forgot about the Bears.
You got
Mhm.
the Bills on Monday night, Bears in London, and then weren't we on a Sunday night? Didn't we get our ass whipped?
I don't think we've lost. We just played Sunday night against the
6
Vikings.
games they've lost by less than a touchdown.
Right.
So what I'm saying is I think there's a framework there that if you can look, we need some defensive ends. I mean, my goodness, we have got to put some pressure on a quarterback, and then our secondary is horrible. Horrible. We couldn't stop anybody if we wanted to when we needed to. Okay? And then on top of that, we don't really have a number one receiver. Do we?
You don't have a quarterback. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Can't have a quarterback if he doesn't have time to throw the ball.
Yeah. I mean,
I think you have the semblance of a quarterback if you give him the opportunity to throw the ball.
All right. I got it right in front of me. We lost to the Dolphins by 3. We lost to the Browns by 5. We lost to the Bills by 37. We lost to the Texans by 4. We lost to the Bears by 19. We lost to the Packers by 3, the Eagles by 5, and the Vikings in this fucking barn burner of a game, 12-7. Fucking barn. It's fucking the second worst Jaguar game I've ever witnessed in my life. I actually went to a game that we won 6-0.
But you see my point though. Those aren't. I mean, yeah, we've had 2 losses that were big, but
we're about to lose by 40 to the Lions.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I mean, that's coming, but my point in saying all that is I think there's at least an outline of a team there. I think, like, obviously some changes need to be made, but blowing up the whole thing and starting from scratch, I don't think is the answer.
But after the Lions, looking at the schedule, there are 6 games left that are all winnable because the Texans are hurt, right? And we always play them close, and we got them here. We play the Titans, who suck more than us, if that's fucking possible. We got the Jets, who Aaron Rodgers is now saying that his dick hurts and he wants to retire. Sorry. And we got the Raiders. They're fucking, Minshew magic over there. It's Minshew mayhem, or I don't even know if he's playing anymore over there. Then we got the Titans again here, and then we got to play the Colts, who they can't figure out who their fucking quarterback is. And so I mean, there's 6 winnable games, a lot of them division. If we could, if we just say we won all 6 of those and lost to, what are we, 2-8? So that would make us 8-9, right?
Yeah.
If we won those 6 and 8-9, and I'll tell you this, the screaming will be softer at 8-9 than at 2-8.
Sure.
But that's going to go on a 6-game winning streak. I highly doubt that's going to happen.
No, I mean, like I said, it's clear that we don't have a team that's really understanding how to win when it's crunch time.
Yeah.
We can compete. You're competitive, but you can't win. And that's something that's got to be learned, right? And we haven't learned it. And so
go ahead, sir.
I mean, and you could say, hey, we don't have the right personnel, or we don't have, we don't have the right coaching or whatever. But I'm saying you're close. You're close to having a decent team, right? It's got to be. You don't have scores like that unless you got a team that's competitive. So my point I'm saying is, why would you blow the whole thing up when you're that close to being,
But they're close every year.
Right. Here's my thing about
that's fair too.
Let's talk about the Vikings game here for a second. When you have 3 interceptions and you score 7 fucking points,
you're never gonna win.
Something is fucking wrong.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you got your backup quarterback out there
who was a first-round draft pick.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
sure, but what's he done? I mean, what's he done that's of consequence? Just because he's a first-round draft pick doesn't mean he's done anything of consequence or that he's that good. He's just a good backup, right?
They should have put Beathard in. I mean, really, I think Kev might have froze up. They should have put Beathard in, really, and maybe that would have been better. I don't know, but I don't know. Mac Jones did not look good.
He looked like he looked in New England.
Yeah, he was not a good quarterback.
Right.
Did not do well, and who knows? But it was a horrible game to watch. It was painful, and I feel bad for the Jags because, I mean, I don't think Peterson's going to get fired.
I think they're going to clean house with the other coaches.
I think the offensive coordinator. I think there's some. Yeah, I think the other they're going to kind of go through what the Bears are going to go through. I think the Bears. I think Eberflus should get fired. They fired their offensive coordinator.
My question is, the Bears were so good at the beginning. What I thought, I don't know if they were so good, but they were good at the beginning of the season, and now, I mean, they're losing 19-3 to the Patriots.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's that about? Their play calling is just atrocious.
Is it? I mean, like, who's responsible for the play calling over there in Chicago?
They fired their offensive coordinator now, so they did. Okay. It just is atrocious, man.
Eberflus doesn't survive this season.
No, he's done.
I mean, they don't. I mean, they look bad.
He's done.
What the problem was is they looked so good. Like I said, they looked good.
They did.
I think maybe people started figuring out what they were doing, right?
Well, I tell you what's going to happen now. Did you watch the game last night? Did you watch Dolphins Rams?
No, I only watched the highlights this morning. But I do think the Dolphins with Tua they're a much different team than without him.
Much different team. And they said it's funny because they're like, well, Tua's healthy. Well, as healthy as he can be.
Right.
He tried to not get healthy. He tackled with his head down, took a knee to the head. That guy, he just needs to learn to tackle and not do things. But they won.
And he's too valuable to that team to be running in and trying to make tackles.
100%. 100%. But they have the remaining games that they have are all winnable. I mean, this is a team right now to watch. I think Miami is one that's going to come out and be a playoff team, and that's going to be an interesting team.
Problem for Miami is they have to be the number 1 team in the playoffs because they need all home games in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they're interesting. They're an interesting team for sure. But I mean,
they can't find themselves playing the Chiefs in the middle of of January.
No, in that Chiefs game, dude. I mean, seriously, it is just unbelievable. The Chiefs game. I mean, that guy just laid down for them to block the field goal. I mean, let's call it what it is. He just literally laid down and let that guy run and block the field goal. I mean, it is to the point now. There was a time that Patrick Mahomes said to the referee, "You got to let me know when the defense is near me." Yeah. I mean, you can't say that into the mic to the referee. I mean, it was clear as day. You got to let me know when they get near me. I mean, what is he talking? What? I mean, come on, man. I mean, I want football to be good and exciting, and it was, but at the same time, for them to be 9-0, Denver.
I mean, they are missing a bunch of their best players, and they're 9-0.
Yeah, and Denver played a good game, and Denver should have won that game. And
are you crying foul? Is that what you're doing?
I mean, it's tough.
I mean, we've watched the Chiefs win a bunch of games over the course of the last 5 seasons that they never should have won. And the reason they won is because they get calls at the right time, or they get good non-calls at the right time. When I say non-calls, there's
my God, I swear to God, when I looked at Kev, he was downing a bottle of whiskey right there. I caught him off guard for a minute, and I was like, "Wait a second."
He's like, "Oh, they're talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs again."
He was getting drunk. He couldn't handle anymore.
We just had a little excitement or a little power surge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You froze up there. I was like, "What's going on?" But
we're talking about the Chiefs and the Broncos. St. Joe is talking about a conspiracy.
So here's maybe
I don't think the Broncos blocked their own kick, did they?
No. The guy just laid down and he let the guy go right through. I mean, it's been analyzed 18,000 ways, and the guy just literally fell over. But here's the bigger question: if we're going to talk about this, let's ask this question: why? Why is it the Chiefs? So if it is to be some kind of, okay, we're going to make the Chiefs be the best team, that we can, and we're going to make all these calls. Why the Chiefs? Why wouldn't it be the Cowboys, America's team? Why wouldn't it be?
Because Taylor Swift doesn't go to their games. I'll bleed into the conspiracy. It's because it's a Taylor Swift effect.
But they were winning before Taylor Swift arrived.
Is that your drama?
You know what? I'm just saying that it's Hillary's fault. It's Hillary and Kamala's fault that the Chiefs are winning.
If it's going to be Taylor Swift, then it has to be sponsored by the drama for Pedals of Support, because if it involves Taylor Swift, I mean, that's got to be the drama moment, because
like I said, I've watched enough Chiefs games, like at the end of the game to and you're like, okay, they're going to go down and win it. And the reason you can tell it's all, I don't want to say prearranged, but let's just say there's a lot of no calls on those last drives that should not be no calls, and you can see them from the TV, and the rest.
It's just insane. Right, I just don't know.
Anytime a QB scrambles outside the pocket as much as Patrick Mahomes does, every other team gets flags when their guy scrambles out. But the Chiefs magically don't get those flags. So
I'll tell you this too, that I don't know, call me crazy, but the Chiefs got a pretty fucking good head coach.
That's true.
Andy Reid is great. I mean, but Joe Burrow is getting his face ripped off, and he's not getting a flag, and Patrick Mahomes gets, the wind blows by him and he's like, oh, there's a flag, and it's not even close to. I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, it's a little tough, but
didn't he get caught like on a hot mic saying that hey, if somebody gets close to me, let me know?
Yeah, that's what you might not have come back yet, but there was. He literally said to the referee, he's like, man, you got to let me know when the defense gets near me. I'm like, you can't do that. You can't say something like that. That's just crazy. But
that's privilege. That's privilege, man.
Yeah. And I get Patrick Mahomes is good. Don't get me wrong. But there's got to be a point where it's got to be a little bit more fair.
While we're talking about teams that might make the playoffs, now that Christian McCaffrey's back, do you think the Niners are a contender?
I mean, he came back with a vengeance a little bit. He definitely made a difference.
He made a difference on my fantasy points. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely took heat off of, he made the passing game for the 49ers a lot more viable, because you had to respect the run.
Yeah.
So yeah. But hang on, one thing before we move on to another team. There was a little bit of drama at the Chiefs game involving Taylor Swift. I don't know if you saw this or not, but when she, every time they show her when she goes to the game, that she walks in and they see her like arriving to the game, right? Because they got to see what she's wearing, who she's meeting, or whatever, things like that.
Yeah.
This time there was a big controversy because photographers were kneeling down to take a picture of her, and everybody made them stand up, because apparently there's a rule that you cannot take pictures of Taylor Swift while kneeling down because perhaps of the angle that you might get of her when she's wearing a skirt or anything like that. And heaven forbid they would have any kind of scant, whatever picture of her out there. So they had this whole thing, and it was a big like ordeal that their bodyguard was going up and saying, stand up, or you can't take pictures, and kicking people out that were kneeling down to take pictures of her.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. And I'm like, really? I guess I would never think of that, but I'm like, are you really going to that extreme to get a picture of her, or are you just as a cameraman to be like, I'm just going to get a different angle? Are you reading into it that much? But maybe they are. I don't know. But I guess there's somebody out there, maybe in this day and age, who knows? But yeah, it was a big deal, and it was all over the place. I'm like, really, dude? Have we become that society? I guess we have. So I don't know, but whatever.
I guess I didn't think about it that much, but
no, yeah. I didn't either until they pointed it out like that, and I'm like, really? Like I've seen cameramen all over the place, like do whatever on the sideline. They're doing whatever.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a dumpster fire. And speaking of dumpster fires, yes. You guys want to talk about the Cowboys?
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. The Cowboys, Jerry Jones' comments about the sun were hilarious. Oh, he's like, you know, everybody's like, they built the stadium wrong. And I'm like, no, it was the sun, man. I mean, that stadium's been there forever, and the sun has always been a factor.
Now, I just think the Cowboys this year are a joke.
I mean, they're horrible.
They have great. What's funny is they have great players. Why are they so bad?
Well, here's the thing, too. Mike McCarthy is gone.
I think they've given up on Mike McCarthy. He's not going to be their coach anymore.
He's done. But you know what? He'll end up somewhere else next year, too, and he'll be fine.
Probably Carolina.
He might end up.
They're going to need somebody. Heck, he might end up with Jacksonville.
I think Jacksonville's got their eye on a guy named Ben Johnson.
I don't know who that is,
but he's the offensive coordinator for the Lions.
Oh,
okay.
And you know who his quarterback's coach is?
No.
Who?
Mark Brunell.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Jared Goff's progression, you could thank Mark Brunell for.
Well, Mark Brunell's doing a hell of a job with Jared Goff. That's for sure. Yeah.
Also, you know, quietly the Steelers are having a great season, right?
You know,
they're fucking funny. Tough. I live in a Steelers half household, and the Jaguars aren't fun to watch. I mean, you can only hear Kev bitch for you guys know
so long,
you can only hear me bitch for so long. So I turned on the fucking Steelers so I can watch a fucking team win, and I'm telling you, they're gonna get tougher. And here's what I think: they figured out that Russell Wilson's their starting quarterback. Okay, he's just plainly got the experience. Okay, that fucking ball he threw up to Mike Williams, he just trusted that Mike Williams was gonna be there. You know, I mean, this dude threw it off his back foot. It just like I thought he was like throwing it away, and Mike Williams is there, fucking touchdown. Mike Williams has been on the team for 4 fucking days.
Yeah.
So what they're going to get tougher, and here's what they're going to figure out a way to get Justin Fields in that game. Jet sweep, slight receiver. They're going to figure it out because that dude's too good of an athlete not to have on that field. And but they can't take Russell Wilson off. You got too much command of that offense right now. And the thing, especially last week, is now, and you're going to see this week is going to be a tell because they play the Ravens, but they play them in Pittsburgh. You know, so if they can keep. If they could keep, hopefully Highsmith is okay, but I don't think he's going to be ready. But I mean, if they could keep some pressure on Lamar, but you guys have all watched Lamar. It's sometimes not fair.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It's
whatever he wants to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. And then you put Derrick Henry on that team, who's leading the league in rushing yards. I mean,
scored a touchdown every game.
Did you guys watch that Thursday night game?
Yeah. It was insane.
That was insanity.
It was just insane.
I mean, the Bengals played good too,
Yeah,
but
Jamar Chase had 55 fucking points.
I lost my other fantasy league because I played the guy that had Jamar Chase. I mean, it was 269 yards. I mean, that's just insane. And they lost.
This guy named the Zeb played the guy this week that has Jamar Chase. And
and won.
Huh?
You won.
I know I won.
Yeah.
I know this. Trust me, the Zeb knows this too.
Oh, well, let's take a look at the league, by the way.
I have Lamar Jackson, and just to let you guys know, he had like 8 points, and he had 8 fantasy points going into the fourth quarter, and by the time the fourth quarter was over, he had 31.
Yeah.
Did you see the standings in our league?
No one really cares.
Oh, did you know who's leading the league right now?
Is he you?
St. Joe's squad, 7-3.
Attaboy.
Have you seen who's had the easiest strength of schedule so far? St. Joe's squad, 7-3.
Oh, really? Because we all play everybody, so that doesn't seem interesting.
Yeah, but you play it when the best players are on a bye or these players are hurt. Beeps hasn't had Christian McCaffrey the whole time, so.
Here we go. Okay.
But McCaffrey came back, and I found my victory.
You did.
You did get a victory.
Beeps is a crowd-pleasing 2-8.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's
I'm going to go on a roll here. I'm going to be like the Jags, and I'm going to win 6 in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The boy.
St. Joe, what I wanted to ask you is, because when we started this league, the owner of the Bottom Slammers team, Mr. Thizzler, he was talking some shit to you. And correct me if I'm wrong. Did you not play him this week?
Yeah, I just spanked his little bottom.
Okay. Did you talk shit to him though?
I did not. I don't. I don't do that. I just let the scoreboard talk.
Because I'm still throwing this up right here.
That was one of my better weeks.
Yeah. I just, I just point the scoreboard and be like, okay, so. Yeah,
that's not fun though. The whole thing about fantasy, of other than managing, if you get into managing your team, and everybody thinks that just because they're fucking good at fantasy, they could be fucking GM for the Jags, or the Bears.
Well, they probably could be. I mean,
Trent Buck, but the second part is it's talking shit.
Well, you can do it this week because it looks like it's a rematch of the Keb and the Finding Your Way.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, Keb.
Okay, I got
landscape's a little bit different this week.
Oh, and it looks like Finding Your Way is favored. Oh,
yeah, but I haven't fucked with my team yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I had like 4 guys on buys last.
So
week.
do I.
I
have a couple guys on
with
buy
Christian McCaffrey back. It's going to be
let's just say I'll be a little more competitive.
It's going to be a little tougher this week. This time around.
No, I have too many guys on buy. I had to scramble and find 2 running backs who are not any good to put.
Could be
my
tough.
Top 2 running backs are off this week.
I did get an offer from one of our competitors for a trade for Jamar Chase. And they offered me 4 players for Jamar Chase. Now listen to the players. They offered me Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
They offered me Mike Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They offered me Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. And Tyreek Hill. And I told him to go piss off.
That's when I might have taken that one, Kev.
Wow.
Yeah.
For one, all 4 for 1. I might have taken that trade. That's
I would have taken those 4.
That's a pretty good trade.
Derrick Henry alone.
Yeah, I told him to because he was like, "Well, I'll trade you Burrow too. I'll throw Burrow in there like that." And I was like, "I got Kirk Cousins. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's a points machine.
He's doing pretty good. And then if he starts to mess up, I got Jared Goff.
That's also
So I don't need Joe Burrow.
I offered to trade away Christian McCaffrey in my league before he started, and nobody took him. Nobody wanted him. And
that's
I was
crazy.
like, interesting.
Yeah. I need a running back bad because Kamara's not really doing it for me anymore. And then my other one is either Bigsby or ETN. because that's who I could get. But
yeah, it's interesting.
So my guys, I had so many guys on bye. I had to go. I had to go and find 2 running backs because I had too many guys out on bye weeks. Starting running backs out on bye week, and I don't have anybody to back them up.
I have Brian Robinson from the Commanders. And speaking of the Commanders, I will say this. At the beginning of this NFL season, we had a show where I said the Commanders are going to win the NFC East. And they're going to win the NFC East.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn is a good coach.
I didn't think the Cowboys would be as bad as they are.
Yeah.
And that was the kicker. Like, who expected the Cowboys to be so bad?
Right.
I mean, like, and they're bad. Like, and you can tell it's like rotten because you got players criticizing the coach. What did he say about Mike McCarthy? What did Micah Parsons say about Mike McCarthy?
I don't know.
He said, I play for the guys. The reason I come out here and play, I play for the guys who've been out here working their butts off for long periods of time. I'm not going to talk about the coach because, he made some sort of mention like Mike McCarthy wasn't doing much hard work.
Right.
So obviously the rot's kind of set in Dallas. Like they're all done.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a major overhaul there.
Well, you're going to see new coaches. Yeah. The defensive coordinator's not staying. I can tell you that. There's no way. There's no way. So, Mike McCarthy won't be there either.
Okay.
Isn't this the last year on his deal?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't think they'll sign a new deal with him. There's no way.
Maybe. Let's see if there's any Todd Golden news going on.
What Todd Golden news are you talking about? Who's Todd Golden? What?
Okay, Todd Golden is the head basketball coach for the University of Florida.
Oh, okay.
He has been accused of basic sexual misconduct.
Yikes.
And they have opened up an investigation against him.
That's not good.
Basically, we're on, is Todd Golden fired yet? Watch.
You telling me he's going to lose his job before Billy Napier?
Shine the fact. Well, Billy Napier's not fucking students.
That's true.
But shine the fact that he's got, the Gators in the best position since Billy Donovan was there. Right. And I watched the game the other night when they played JU and beat them by 40. And we've got this dude. He looks awkward as fuck, but we got a 7-footer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just looks very awkward.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but
speaking of awkward basketball, my son's junior high team plays for the first time this Thursday. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can they make a shot?
I know the boy can shoot. So, but that doesn't mean they're going to get him the ball or that they all can shoot. So we're going to find out.
I'll tell you what, when my dad coached, he used to tell me, he's like, I don't give a shit if you get shoot in practice. Can you shoot with somebody to your face?
And that is the kicker. Can you shoot on the move? Can you shoot with a hand up in your eyes? I mean, what? Yeah. Can you shoot during a game? That's the question. Can you shoot during a game when it matters?
When I was a kid playing basketball I played, for my school, I played fucking church league, all kinds of stuff. And back then everybody wanted to be Jordan and did the fadeaway.
Yeah.
And would go, just, you remember his shot just to the right of the key.
Yeah.
And a fade away there, and everybody would try to do that. And I could hear my dad from here. You're not fucking Jordan, Dad. Just as a church league.
that reminds me of the old video game. That's one of my favorite Family Guy clips. I don't know if you've seen it, where Peter's playing Cleveland. And he gets it, and he's like, I'm just going to go here in a quarter and jump shot. And he just keeps nailing a 3-pointer. And he's like,
you know what you could do that on? The game was on the old NES. It was double dribble.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There was a spot that you could get to it, and it never missed. Ever.
Yeah.
And if somebody didn't know that spot, they'd get pissed because you keep draining them.
Yep. Yeah. And that's what Peter does exactly. And he's like, I'm just going to go over here and jump shot. And I'm going to steal the ball and jump shot. And Cleveland's like, he's going to miss it. And he's like, nope, and jump shot. And he just keeps drilling it. And Peter's like, he's dribbling around and goes, what should I do? Oh, I have a job. And jump shot. It's just freaking hilarious. You have to look it up. It's just absolutely hilarious.
That's funny.
It's very funny. Very, very funny.
So, Beebs, I don't know if you caught last week, but say Joe and I were talking about. I caught the documentary on the 2003/2004 Red Sox that's currently on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
called The Comeback.
Yeah, I haven't been able to watch it.
It's really good. It's kind of centered around Kevin Millar, you know,
because he was there. He was kind of there.
Yeah, he was definitely the most vocal. Yeah, but you had, I just look at that lineup and it's just like, how did these guys not win 10 fucking World Series? And then you look
at the Yankees had a better lineup.
Then you look at the Yankees lineup and you're just like, dude, and my old adage when I'm watching stuff like this with my son is that I turned to him and I said, a good indication of when you're getting old is when you see people who are managers and you remember clearly when they played.
Yeah.
And Aaron Boone, who was by far the most entertaining baseball manager since Lou Piniella.
Yeah.
Was on that team and hit that home run. I remember in that 2003 Game 7,
he hit that home run and I lost my mind. Well, I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
But you know what? Grady Little shouldn't have let Pedro.
That was his fault. That was his fault.
Yeah, I mean, he deserved to be fired. They shouldn't have let him leave.
And guess what? He got fired.
Yeah,
and he got fired next week.
Yeah, they should have fired him while they were while the people were filing out of the stadium. I've never seen especially at that level of baseball. The only dumber thing, I don't know if you guys remember in 2020 when the Rays played the Dodgers in the World Series, and Blake Snell is throwing a one-hitter into the 8th, and they pull him.
Yeah,
and the Dodgers wind up winning. And I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot. What the Kevin Cash, you deserve to be fired, man. But now his stadium doesn't have a roof, so we can't be mad at him. Where they're going to play. Where do you think the Rays are going to play?
They can still play in that spot, can't they?
No, because they can't. It doesn't have a roof.
They're going to play where they play spring training.
Who cares if it has a roof? They can still play.
It doesn't, because when it rains, a dome isn't set up with drainage because it has a roof.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so it doesn't have that.
It's just tarp. I mean, they'll put it back over the top.
No, they're never going to rebuild it.
They're not going to fix it.
They're going to demolish it. No, because they're going to build a new stadium. So they'll never play another game there.
And that stadium that they're going to build right there is fucking pimp. It's going to be smaller. It's going to be smaller, but it's going to have and they're going to build kind of like Atlanta has the entertainment stuff around it.
District. Yeah.
They'll play where they do spring training. They'll do
where they should play? Where if I was the owner, I would look at playing at Disney's Wild World of Sports.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah, the Braves used to play.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, the Braves used to have spring training there. It's pretty pimp.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Because people will come and watch it just so they can do stuff before and after the game.
It's right next to the Richard Petty experience.
Yeah.
So you're watching a baseball game, you hear these freaking NASCARs. It's like in Atlanta. I used to play golf on this golf course right next to Dobbins Air Force Base. And you'd be trying to line up a fucking putt, and here goes a F-18.
Yeah.
No wonder why it was $12 to play 18 there.
Still fun.
That's funny.
Yeah, and that's with cart.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
who's gonna win, Judd or Soda?
You mean Judge?
Judge. Isn't that
Or
what I said?
Soto?
Judge Soto. They got nominated for the MVP. Then MVP is what I heard.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge has to win.
I think so too. I would think so.
You said win. I don't know if you guys realize this, but on Friday, November 15th, which is 3 days away.
Friday. Yeah.
Netflix, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
You know what, man? We should have an episode and just watch that.
You know, I mean, yeah, you could put Netflix on this thing. I guarantee you we'd be shut down on that.
Like
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee. But I mean, I'm definitely tuning in.
Do you have to pay extra for that?
No, it's on Netflix.
I think Mike Tyson's gonna knock him, knock the hell out of him.
If I were a betting guy, I put my money on Tyson. I've watched his sessions. You know, I mean, this guy's a trained fighter, and then you know, I mean,
I think Jake Paul might last a round or two with him, but I don't know.
I think Jake Paul's going to run from him.
That's the only way he survives it.
You know,
because I was watching the training sessions with Tyson, and I would not want to be hit by that man ever. Not once.
Hell no.
It's like getting hit by a freight train.
No.
So does anybody take Jake Paul as a boxer seriously? I mean, who's he beat in their prime? I mean, he's fighting all these people like Floyd Mayweather. You know,
he fought against Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd Mayweather doesn't knock people out. He boxes them.
You know,
this is a much different.
Yeah,
this is a much different thing.
If he beats Mike Tyson, his next
fight guy's a hitter.
needs to be against fucking Tyson Fury or some shit.
Man,
you know, I mean, somebody who could fucking fight. You know, and
Tyson Fury can fight. Would not want to fight that guy either.
I'm so like uninformed on the boxers of today, because after the whole Tyson Holyfield and Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis and all those went away, you know, it's kind of like the NBA for me after you know, Jordan and all those. I mean, I know the guys. You know,
HBO ruined boxing. So
why do you say that?
You used to be able to watch the title fights on regular broadcast television. You used to be able to watch all the fights on regular broadcast television. You didn't have to pay extra for them, so everybody could watch them. Made them super popular. Now you can't watch them. You can't watch any of the big fights.
You can watch it if you got Netflix.
You can now. Yeah, that's the first. Yeah, but look at who's fighting, Kev.
Right. Are you saying that Mike Tyson isn't a draw? People
I'm not saying he's not.
Don't have Netflix, aren't getting Netflix right now, or asking their grandmother for their Netflix password.
I'm not saying he's not a draw. I'm saying he's not a boxer anymore.
Right.
He's
my favorite,
even top 10 in the world.
My favorite is that Mike Tyson is talking shit and he keeps calling Jake Paul a fucking YouTuber.
Oh, it's gonna happen. I'm telling you, if Jake Paul gets too close to Mike Tyson, he is gonna pay for it. There's no doubt. I mean, Mike Tyson, have you seen the speed? I mean, like, it's crazy. The man's 50 some odd years old and he's got speed.
How old is he exactly?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up. Mike Tyson age. Mike Tyson is 50-fucking-8.
He's old.
Just watching him train, though, I'm telling you, like, it's scary, dude. I'm like, I'm scared for Jake Paul. Maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe I'm just like, but after watching some of the training sessions, he hits hard.
Yeah.
And fast. I mean, like crazy. So.
Yeah. So. Well, cool. What way are you finding this week?
You know, I'm finding my way, hopefully, to another victory this week.
Okay, let me be more specific. What the fuck is going on finding your way this week?
Well, so last week, obviously, we took a break. We had a new episode, but we took a break from the series that I've been doing. We're going to go back to the series this week, so you can expect, you know, to hear maybe a name that you are well acquainted with.
Sweet.
Spoken about.
Sweet.
Hitler.
We're gonna talk about Saddam Hussein, or Vito Mussolini, or who was the other one? That Ito guy from Japan, that Hirohito Ito. I don't think that was his name, but you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't, but that's all right.
Yeah, the last one you did was on Gandhi, yeah? No, you did the Iron Brothers.
Oh, the Iron Brothers, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was an interesting episode of Show Me Your Trips today.
I did. I saw. I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, it was an interesting episode. There.
Is that the story about you and the French people?
Well, that's part of it, yeah. But it's a longer version. That was just part of that 2-day experience.
Yeah.
And I was there 10 days.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of it was just, us,
You just don't remember anything,
huh? Well, I mean, it was just after the shock of everything wore off, and you tried to kind of get back to an semblance. And then the cool thing about it is that I didn't get to in the episode was that after all the events of what I went over in the episode, and if you want to hear it, Show Me Your Trips, go fucking listen to it. It's free. And anyhow, after that, all the people there just kind of took the attitude of we're all in this together, and just we can, sit around and watch CBS and the replay of these planes going into the towers, or we can, go and have a street party. Yeah. So we decided to go have a street party with the guys with machine guns. That
Beeb's episode. Beeb's episode is coming out next week.
Oh yeah,
is it? Is that your way of saying the man who's been on the least vacations out of the three of us is going to have an episode?
That's right.
That's his way of strong arming me into making an episode. Yeah.
That's your reminder. Hey, get your shit in. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, get your shit in. So, what about nailed it there, sir?
I don't know. I think of something over the weekend. I did the political movies. I thought that was pretty fun. We'll see what else pops up.
You should do top 10 Mike Tyson knockouts.
Actually, that might be fun. There is some nostalgia in boxing in the 80s.
I could, you know what? That might be good. I could do the characters in Mike Tyson Knockout.
Oh,
that might be a good. That might be fun. Yeah.
So I wanted to start a Twitch channel and just play that shit. And my son was like, "Dude, you'll have 1 million followers." You know, and I was just set my phone up and at my TV and play Mike Tyson's Punch Out because I still have an NES hooked up to the TV.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that and go through the different characters that were there.
The problem is that my cartridge is so old that you have to blow on it for at least 10 minutes. Keep messing with it, and then it'll keep. And if anybody knocks the NES, the thing will pop up. And
that's funny. That's the same line I give my wife.
No, I mean that's why the
blow on it for 10
minutes. That's why the NES
it'll turn on.
is the best console because you have to blow on it before you stick it in.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Just blow on it and just spit on it a little bit.
Nobody knock it; it'll pop up.
And now we're back to Hyman's.
Yeah.
I can see a full circle moment. That's the name of the episode. Just spit on it.
Oh, I was going to say Haktua or ouch, something like that.
All right, boys. All right.
What did we name it last? Oh, Erectoral College.
That's my new sign off for everybody. Beef says flippity flop, and I'll say just spit on it.
Gross.
Boy.
I mean, that means something. That if you're a baseball pitcher, it means a whole different thing. If you're a fucking pole dancer,
that's right. That's right.
So, anyhow,
there's my cue, guys. I gotta go.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Beeves is getting tired.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Go check out our friends over at ENF Pod. Go listen to the stories of Show Me Your Trips. They're fun.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
Now check out everybody on Good Pods, but I'm not a proponent of telling you to use it as a player until it gets fucking compatible with CarPlay. So to listen, you can listen on whatever you want. When they get compatible with CarPlay, maybe my attitude will change. But right now, you could go like and recommend on Good Pods. It's a good deal. But other than that, for St. Joe, for Beeps, my name's the Kev. We'll catch you guys next week.
We'll catch you on the flippity flop.
Are you going to say it?
Are you going to say it? I was waiting for him to say it.
God damn it.
We set you up.
No, I can't.